All right, it is time for something special. I'm going to do a short review first of the new Ardbeg Blaaack Committee Release 2020, and beautiful bottle. I'm so excited about this. I haven't had one since the last official release, which was the drum. Ardbeg's one of my first top three easy distilleries of all, and I've had just about every one of them, even some dead ones like. Oh my, Rosebank Roar. I mean, those are great too, but this is going to be, I think, something special. The got lucky recently to snag a bottle. I thought, well, usually I do Tuesday. Sorry to move you guys the day on you, but this is something that hopefully will be a scoop for a lot of people in the United States. Color looks great. They don't talk about the coloring. I don't think they would bother to give it any color. It's definitely not chill filtered, and it's coming in at a 50.7 ABV. No age statement, but we'll get into the details in a second on that. It looks like it's going to have a really nice heavy mouth coat. I did get past the neck pour on this already just to give it some extra time. Let it sit out for 15 minutes as well. Oh my, the first thing I get right off the bat is cherry compote with a boatload of smoke, which is unbelievably good. It's unreal. Dark chocolate on the nose and some creosote, and also what balances this really well is there's red roses and some other like marigold, some rich deep flowers, florals in there. It's a really nicely done nose. I can nose it all day. It's that good. We haven't even got to the palate yet. This is an unbelievable whiskey. It really is. I'll get to comparisons in a second. Going in neat. It's got some presence with the 50.7, but not overpowering. The dark chocolate forms into more of a milk chocolate, almost even a white chocolate on the palate. Also, first thing, raspberries and strawberries, a lot of medium ruby red fruits on the palate. Some caramel corn, but also some candy apples as well, which is, I know it sounds crazy, but it makes sense on the palate. It goes together well with the milk chocolate. And if you remember, if you've ever had those strawberry swirly candies that have a lot of cream, they're like strawberries and cream and they're swirls, that's on the palate as well. A little sweet maybe for some. I happen to like it a lot. Not a lot of savory aspects going on, and but I think I know how we can get some of those out here in a second. Now the finish is nice and long. It's the smoke still billows, and it's like trying to think of something to compare this to. It's like the Springbank Burgundy without the Springbank funk, though. It's got those really rich characteristics of the strawberry syrup. It's got a great mouth coat. It's got some butterscotch and caramel going on at the same time. It's reminds me of the Dark Cove. It's almost that. I'm trying to decide if it's that caliber. It's definitely a lot better than the drum from last year, which I'm I'm a big fan of. But this is even better than that. The Dark Cove Committee Release is one of my favorite all-time whiskeys, period. And this is up there. I'm definitely going to give it, I think, well, let's do some water first before we make a final judgment. Always, do a couple drops. Don't go, with too many spoons right off the get-go. Just try a couple of drops to see if you can get some reaction out of the whiskey that way, because you really don't need that much. And I'm just doing like literally a couple of drops. Come back to it, let it, sit for a bit, give it a few swirls if you can, not violently. Don't slosh it out of the Glencairn, please. And what you'll find with this, it takes a lot of the more oaky elements, brings the wood to the forefront on this with the water. You'll get a lot more of the spice, like a white pepper, and even some Chinese allspice, star anise, especially star anise, um, out of the palate. It takes some notes out of the nose, unfortunately, but it does come back and give you more of a bite. Maybe even some ginger snaps. Still a long, nice finish, not dry. I happen to be a big fan of this one compared to last year's Ardbeg drum release. It might not beat my Dark Cove Committee release, but it's definitely as good, if not better, than the Dark Cove Limited release, which I also enjoyed. Well, I'm going to start a new live after this, launch of HAHAH, guys, and I hope to see you there soon. And we'll be going back to Tuesday once we get a chance here, and hopefully see you again.